Welcome to the Coffee with Cheryl podcast, the podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. Imagine having the courage to reinvent your life financially, professionally, personally, and spiritually. Join Cheryl and guests as they share practical tips and resources to inspire you to achieve the lifestyle of your dreams. So grab your favorite mug. It's time for Coffee with Cheryl.
Welcome to Coffee with Cheryl, a podcast for women over 50 who want to live their best life right now. I am your host, Cheryl Garrison. I am a speaker. I'm an author. I am a champion for women over 50. If you are a woman over 50, you have my heart because I know what it means to live that life after 50. And this podcast is all about helping you live your best life right now. Today, we're going to talk about living your best life on purpose. This title has a special meaning to me because I have a dear friend named Karen Johnson, who this is where I first heard this phrase, living your life on purpose. Karen is, she used to be a business associate and quickly became a friend. And she is also my cousin. We haven't officially described or confirmed that through Ancestry, but we feel we're family anyway. But anyway, Karen will post online almost every day, live your life, or have you spend the today living your life on purpose. Have a good day on purpose. And I used to think about that when I would either hear her say that or read it on Facebook or on Instagram, have a great day on purpose. It reminded me that sometimes when we're living our life, especially our life after 50, we don't become intentional about living. We don't have any great objectives for the day. We get up, we start the day, but what is our purpose? Why are we here, and what are we doing with our life? We can think that, okay, we have our bills are paid, and we have our career, we have a good family, and all those things can be aligned, but we still feel like there's something missing in our life. And that thing is purpose. What is your purpose for being here right now, right today, in your 50-somethings? So we're going to talk about how finding your purpose is more than just a cliche. It is truly a way of living. And so we want to talk about that from the standpoint of living an intentional, purposeful life. Now, life right now is different for many of us in our 50-somethings, very different than it was in our 20s and our 30s and our 40s. We are experiencing things that we never thought we would experience. I mean, our children have grown up. A lot of us are empty nesters. And when that first happened, what is my purpose now? I'm not the kind of mommy I used to be because I don't have children around who need me. And that was our purpose for many years, getting them to and from school, to and from their activities, making sure they kept their grades up, making sure they were well fed, taken care of, healthy. That was our purpose in our 20s and 30s and 40s. And then one day we wake up and they're gone. So now, what is my purpose? So we're going to talk about that. How do you look to live your life, your every day on purpose? So, of course, we're going to start with a quote, and it's a pretty good one this week. So the quote is, and I always like to read them so I don't get them mixed up. In our deepest pain lies our highest purpose. Think about that. In our deepest pain lies our highest purpose. Sometimes we go through pain sometimes we go through things in our life so that we can find why we're here, what is our purpose for being here. I know for me, and some of you, a lot of you have heard me tell that story, how I had really lost my purpose in life. Because I thought, first of all, my purpose was to be a mama to Tamara, Victoria, and Jerome Jr. And then one day he was gone. The baby was gone. And then I thought my purpose was to be Jerome's wife. And I'm still his wife, Jerome Sr. The things have changed. Now he's retired. And so, what is my purpose? For it was to help him achieve all the success he could in his career. And so then that becomes a matter of what is my purpose. But there was a time when I had totally lost my purpose, because I was this great businesswoman and I had a business failure, and I had lost sight of everything because of that. There was no purpose. I couldn't feel a purpose for getting up even in the mornings. It was painful. And I didn't know why I was going through it. Why did something that started out so successful, my business was tremendously successful. I was multiple six figures, and it was just living that life that I thought I was meant to live. And then overnight it was gone. So what was my purpose then? And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I just could not look past where I was right then. And so, of course, I started to write about it, because I'm a writer at heart. And I start writing, and out of that, I talked about it, what it was like in my 50s, because I had just started in my 50s to be at a point in my life where I really didn't know where to go and what is my purpose? Why am I here? I know there has to be more to my life that I was living, but I couldn't find it. And so I wrote, and I talked about that feeling, and I met women who also had that same feeling. And the next thing I knew, I was starting the 50-something lifestyle. And in 50-something lifestyle, I found my highest purpose. And that purpose was to help other women who were struggling with the same thoughts, not knowing how do I get to that, living that purposeful life, find their purpose, find their passion. We talked about that a few episodes ago. And I knew after starting this, I found the writer. I had written books all of my life, and none of them, I have drawers full of books, shelves full of books that I wrote. They're all typed and they're all scribbled on and edited, and none of them ever got past that state. But when I found it, 50-something lifestyle, and I started writing, all of a sudden I was published, not just once, not just twice, but 4 times I've been a published author. And this is after I said years of being a professional writer in my career and writing on my own all of those years. But it wasn't my purpose. When I found my purpose, the words just came. The ideas just came. I'm finishing up book number 5 because I found my purpose. I am living my life on purpose. So let's talk today about how you can find purpose. If you feel like you've lost it, how can you find it, or how can you live that life on purpose? So let's talk a little bit about that. So here we go. Sometimes we can find purpose, again, like I said, in pain. Sometimes the painful things we go through in life, like having that empty nest, or having a divorce, or becoming widowed in your 50s, or losing a business, or walking into a career that you've had for 30-something years and being told that you are no longer relevant. And we find our purpose through that kind of pain. It's painful to go through, but on the other side of it, I know so many women who have found their purpose on the other side of that pain. So then other ways that you can look to find your purpose. And just think about some of the problems in the world. Sometimes world problems lead us to finding our purpose. I don't know if any of you know Diana Gregory. Diana Gregory was she worked for corporate, I believe, for Budweiser or one of the bigger distillers, or she worked in high corporate office. And once she got out of that, she found that there were seniors who were going hungry, living in these senior living apartments, and they weren't getting fresh vegetables. They weren't getting fresh food because they couldn't afford to do it. They were retired. Their income did not keep up with the cost of things in life. And so she created Gregory's Grocery, Fresh Groceries. That she brings fresh vegetables and fruits. And I'm not sure if she's gone beyond that now, but she brings those foods into those senior facilities. And they are able to get them and eat fresh, good food and eat healthy in their senior years. So she found her life's purpose through a world problem, and that is hunger among our seniors. Think about we can find our world's purpose through some of our own childhood dreams, things that we dreamt of being as a child, but as life went on, we got redirected. I can tell the story of a doctor, several doctors. One of them, she wanted to be a doctor, and she went to medical school. She started in medical school. And then all of a sudden, she started having children because she was married, and medical school became harder and harder to get through. And so she had to put that on hold. But at 57, she went back to medical school and she completed, and now she is a doctor. I can think of my friend, Dr. Tisha Tate, who was in our second Becoming 50-something book, who became a doctor late in her life as well. Childhood dreams that come true. And that's how we can find our purpose out of the things we wanted to be as children. And sometimes it starts even earlier. My daughter, my middle daughter, used to play teacher with her brother or with her stuffed animals. She had a classroom all the time in her when she was 5 and 6, and now she is an educator because she found her purpose in her childhood dreams. So if there's something that you dreamt of being as you were growing up, this could be the source of your purpose in life right now. And then think of some of our wildest dreams, things that we never imagined we'd be doing in our 50s. They can be the source of our purpose after 50. I don't know those of you who know Ernestine Shepherd. She's 85 now. She's a bodybuilder, but she was one of the oldest people to win contests as a bodybuilder. Late in her life, she found her purpose. So what is your purpose? Is it going to come through the pain, some kind of pain in your life? And sometimes that pain can be a medical pain. Right now, my sister is struggling with her health, and it's very hard to watch her go through this struggle of trying to get well. But we were talking just today. I was at the hospital talking to her, and I reminded her that I was going to be doing my podcast, and she's one of my greatest followers on this podcast. And I told her, my podcast, the quote for the day is, out of your greatest pain is our highest purpose. I said, can you imagine the purpose that God has for your life after you get through all of this? Because he doesn't put us through things just to leave us. sometimes on the other side of that is a great testimony, and with that testimony is a new purpose in our life. So are you going to find your purpose through some pain, some being laid off, uh, being an empty nester, having a catastrophic, life-changing experience? Out of that, will you find your purpose? Will you find your purpose in your childhood dreams? Will you find your purpose in those wild dreams that you had that you thought would never come true? Or will you find your purpose in something going on in the world? Most nonprofits come out of people finding their purpose through a world problem. So think about it. Think about your life right now. And if you feel that you're not doing what my great friend Karen Johnson does every day, and I see her transform her life on purpose. She is now modeling in her 50s, beautiful woman, modeling women's lingerie and women's undergarments, wireless undergarments. And she's doing that on purpose. And she's building a business for herself while doing that in her 50-something. So are you going to live your life on purpose, like my dear cousin Karen Johnson? So let's talk about just 3 things you should think about as you are going through this exercise, or as you are going through these life-changing experiences and finding your purpose. So think about this. Do you believe enough in yourself to go for anything that you want in life? Do you believe enough in you to go for it? Because that's going to be a formula that you need in order to find that life on purpose. So believe in yourself enough to where you can reach your purpose. And then secondly, reflect on your current life and do an evaluation on your current situation. Are you doing the things that you need to do to have that purposeful life? Do a self-evaluation. Look at the things that are going on. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Make lists. I love lists. Sometimes I overdo lists where I find them all over the place. But lists are good things when you are evaluating who you are. And if you believe enough in yourself, have that confidence in yourself to go for the things you want in life, you will find that you are living your life on purpose. And you will find that you are living your best life right now. Not tomorrow, not 3 years from now, but right now, you are living your best life on purpose. So thank you, Karen, for reminding us that we can live a purposeful life just by waking up every morning and say, today is going to be a great day on purpose. I'm going to go grocery shopping and it's going to be on purpose. Everything that we do has a purpose and has a positive outcome. She is extremely positive and a beautiful person to know. So today, I challenge you, this Monday, we're starting this early in the morning, go out and live your life on purpose. And I hope to talk to you next week about another subject that is near and dear to the hearts of women over 50. And I'm also going to remind you that as I'm having my coffee this morning with my Coffee with Cheryl cup, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee with Cheryl. We will be bringing these out for your purchase in a few weeks. I still am waiting to get to where it's the best opportunity for you to have one of these great cups where I enjoy my coffee every day. So thank you for joining me with Coffee with Cheryl. And thank you for living your best life right now.